Alright, now let's start creating our Docker Compose file. Okay, now let's make this touch docker dash compose.yml. So this file must be named like this, docker dash compose.yml. Okay, so create it. Now let's go inside it. And here we will start creating and building the architecture of the Docker container, Docker file, Docker application that we have. All of these components will be built and merged together. Okay, now let's start. The first thing, I want to put the version here, and as you can see, colon, then I will provide, for example, 3.8. Then we will start on the same level as version. We will put the services, and here inside the services, which means 2 spaces, okay, as you can see, 1 2. All right, and here I will start putting the services we have, and the first thing, which is the web, colon. Now inside the web, another 2 spaces, which means inside the web, okay, and the web inside the services. Well, I'm assuming that you are getting familiar with YAML language, and we saw in the practice how to write, and you saw actually it is very easy. It's no big deal. And here, the first thing, I will put the build and colon dot. Now, we actually saw that when we building our Docker file. Remember when we type docker build dot? Now this is what this build about, okay? So build dot, which means that the Docker file must be on the current directory of the Docker Compose file, okay? So far so good. Then we will have the port, and again the port will be on the same level as the build, which means inside the web, as you can see. And here either you can put it here as a double quotation, then put the port from the external to the internal, or we can put it as a list. Okay, so from here enter this command, and here 2 spaces, which means that we are inside the port. Let's put the dash here and put double quotation, and finally 5000, and we will open on 5000. So 5000 on my Mac or on my Windows or on my Docker host, and on the internal container it will be opened on 5000. We already talked about that. Now this is the first service. Now the second service will be another one. As you can see, I put 2 spaces here only, so which means the same level as web, and this time it will be the Redis, as you can see, like this. And inside the Redis, as you can see now, another 2 spaces, image colon and space double quotation Redis, and I will use the Alpine tag. Okay, so you can see that the Redis is the same level as the web here. Yeah, as you can see, only 2 spaces, 1 2. Okay, and inside the Redis we have 2 spaces. Yeah, as you can see, 2 spaces. We have the image, and this image for the Redis that we will use. Okay, all right. Now so far so good. Now you saw in practice that the YAML language is very simple and easy to write. You can actually write a large YAML files after this lecture. You saw that it's very easy. Okay, now let's save this, and we are ready to go. Now in the next lecture we will start running and spinning up the whole infrastructure with a few commands. Well, actually it is one command only. All right, I will see you there.